of our work on the ground in the Gaza Strip. Some good work, some good news in the middle of this genocide. We have in Sheffield the Sheffield Gaza Emergency Relief Fund, and so far we managed to send 412,000 sterling pounds to families in the Gaza Strip. This is food parcels, powdered milk, nappies, tents, construction of tents, strengthening of hundreds of tents, providing covers, clothes for children and women, water supply. We supplied 18 water points. Sadly, the entire area is now forcefully evacuated by the criminal Israeli army, and they're not using that water points, but they've used it for months and months. I have a special thank you for Liverpool Friends of Palestine, who've been supporting us. Nearly £36,000 we received from Liverpool Friends of Palestine. So we thank them, and thank you all, because donations have been coming from everywhere. And we say something very important. It's solidarity, not charity. We are not in the business of giving the Palestinian support as the poor and we are the rich, as the weak and we are the strong. No, we respect these people. We respect their suffering. We respect what they've been subjected to for 77 years of international collusion with Israel, and that's why we support them, and we say it's a gift from us, not charity. This is very important. So please, if you can donate today, I already had the first £20 to put in the bucket. If you donate today, you'll support and strengthen our resolve. We'll continue regardless. We'll continue after this genocide is over to reconstruct what we can reconstruct with the Palestinians. Can I invite now Tom Kay, one of the main organizers of We Demand a Change in Sheffield. Hello. It works.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not going to sing, everyone. I hope you'll bear with me, though. Look, how fantastic is it that today we're standing outside Forge Solutions and we can see they boarded it up and they've taken the signage down, and it looks like we've shut the factory down today. What an absolutely brilliant thing. So I'd like to give a massive thank you to the PSC and to every person who's taken part in the Palestine movement. About a month ago, I was involved in the We Demand Change Summit in Sheffield. It saw 500 people come together to raise the question of how we can turn the tide on despair and try and create an alternate pole of attraction in British society. I'm really proud of the fact that the Sheffield Coalition the Sheffield Palestine Coalition organised a workshop saying "Not in our city, Sheffield and the genocide." And I hope our summit made a contribution to what happened today. But you see, last week, when Keir Starmer announced that Britain would be funding 12 new nuclear submarines to reinforce the war drive in Britain. See, it's very interesting. The government made a statement where they said these nukes have been paid for with benefit cuts. How explicit that the attacks that are happening in Palestine, that the war, the way that we're going to be dragged into the horrific attacks by Israel in Iran, the way that we're drawn into more and more murder, mass murder around the world, is being paid for by the working class communities in this country that have seen decades of austerity and so on. There's a huge moral cost. You know, I work in school exclusions. The number of families I work with where they can't put food on the table, where the children can't access health services, where they don't have proper housing. But what does this government choose to spend its money on? Nuclear submarines. It's a disgrace. But it's not just about the moral cost or the economic cost. It's about the political cost too. Because look who's waiting in the wings. Nigel Farage, Tommy Robinson, little Trumps of British politics who see the way in which this government is attacking working class people and use racism and bigotry in order to try and build a movement of disaffected people and take this country to the right. Well, we can't just let the 30s play out again, because one thing that's clear to me is that the genocide in Palestine opens the door for genocides in Europe and elsewhere. And with the far right on the rise, we have to stand and say that it is one fight. Whether it's defending Palestinian people, whether it's defending trans people under attack by this government, whether it's standing with refugees and migrants, and whether it's saying we want welfare for our communities rather than warfare for the rich. It's all one fight. So the last thing I'd say is just a massive thank you again, and I hope that today is just the start of driving forge solutions out of Sheffield, not in our city. We don't want the arms trade here, and we're going to fight to say no more blood from Sheffield streets. Thank you.
Free, free, Palestine! Free, free, Palestine! Free, free, Palestine! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! Free! To the river! Palestine will live forever! Free, free! Palestine! Free, free! Palestine! Free, free! Palestine! In our towns and in our millions! We are all Palestinians! In our towns and in our millions! We are all Palestinians! In our towns and in our millions! We are all Palestinians! In our towns and in our millions! We are all Palestinians! In our towns and in our millions! We are all Palestinians! Stop the killing! Stop!